to these folks fucking up the food and jacking the prices up on all this shit right here that we got to have, such as clothes and shoes and housing and cars and gas. And we up here trying to get behind some damn Palestine folks. Like we ain't got our own fucking problems.
Pleasure to have you, amazing viewer, on my channel. I'm so glad that you are supporting my content right now. I'm so glad that I'm sharing this video with you. It's a video that is raising a lot of concern on TikTok right now. And not just this, so many people have spoken about the same thing, about black people siding with Palestine. Why should you do this? So some people find it not necessary because we have our own issues to deal with. And why are people feeling so entitled? Why are they feeling like they really need to side with Palestine, while when we are facing our own issues, nobody is there to side with us? So she listed some of the problems that we are facing as Africans in different countries, and we have to deal with them on our own, and nobody even seems to care. So why should we make of Palestine our thing? So how are we even are supposed to think about that? Is it the right thinking? What do you think about the whole thing? Is it the right way? Is it the right way to think? Or what do you think? What's your thought? I'm so curious to hear from you. I'm so curious to hear what you have to say about this. But some people also are giving some historical background of their support to Palestine. And so far, I've realized that so many black people feel that they should give their support to Palestine. And one of the statement that I've heard that it's really propagated a lot on TikTok is, those who are supporting Palestine, I quote, those who are supporting Palestine have a history of oppression, and those who are supporting Israel have a history of oppressors, so they are the oppressors according to that. Is that the right way of thinking? Do you think the same way? What's your thought on this? Let's interact kindly.
I keep seeing a lot of people talking about Palestine and how they feel hopeless and they feel like they have no way to.
I want to make this video very clear. By no means am I a racist. I have, compassion for the people of Palestine. But the problem that I have is within my own community, within the black community. Why is it that we feel the need to rally behind everybody else and what's going on with the issues in their countries when we've been having issues in our own countries for years, decades, and counting? We can't even get our own shit together for getting recruited to help everybody else in their problems and their issues. But when it's time for us to need that same type of support, that same type of love, these same people are nowhere to be found. They turn a blind eye to our issues, but they want us to stand front row and center when it comes to theirs. Y'all ain't tired. Y'all ain't tired of standing on y'all soapbox and getting on y'all social media platforms and, hey, let's do what we got to do for Palestine and this person and that person and this person and that person. But when it's our turn, we out there by ourselves. We got to learn how to mind our own motherfucking business. Just like when it's our turn to go through shit and need help, these folk mind their own fucking business. You feel what I'm saying? I don't mean no harm, black folks. We can pray for them all day long. That's free. But we got to sit this one out. We need to sit this one out. Back in the day, the shit going on in the women's movement, when the white women decided that they was going to go and protest all the shit we got going on, from stand on their soapboxes to get equal pay and equal rights as me and jacking the prices up on all this shit right here that we got to have, recruited our ass, clothes and shoes and housing and cars and gas, equal pay. And we up here trying to get behind some damn Palestine folks when they got what they wanted. Like we ain't got to talk about equal rights for themselves. They want to talk about no equal rights. I give you another example. Back in the day, shit worked out for them, the women's movement, but we got women decided they was going to go and protest with and follow on their children to get equal pay, no equal rights as men on our streets and neighborhoods. Us black women, they recruited our asses, and we were right in there with. That's what we got behind for getting behind equal pay, equal rights, and guess what they did? Again, when they got what they wanted, black folks, they would talk about equal rights for themselves. They wouldn't talk about no equal rights for us. This shit worked out for them, but we got the shit end of the stick. We ended up with fatherless children, no husbands, dope in our streets and neighborhoods, and welfare. That's what we got for getting behind other folks. Again, black folks, we got to mind our own business and sit this one out. That's all. That's the post. I mean, you know, the pushback was definitely expected when I posted, because I already knew there were going to be people coming on here saying this, that, and the fourth. But, baby, let me tell you something. I'm black. I've been black all my life. I've lived in this country for 39 years. And I don't see a whole lot of people getting behind us and our issues. I don't see it. You know, a few people here and there, yeah. You know, a few people. But not a lot. We don't get the same love and the same extension of care the way everybody else does. You say what you want to say, ma'am. And that's fine. That's your opinion. But from what I've seen as a black person living in this country, we don't get the same love, boo.
While a good number of black people are pro-Palestine, there are also others who are pro-Israel. But let's listen to a different perspective. I want to hear something other than religion of somebody giving their support to Israel. Because that's what I've heard most often. I want to hear something more than religion, other than religion. So I'm really trying to find nuance in all this. I've been restraining from posting this content right here, but expect more of this. Expect more of this. We are going to look at everything all around and everything that people think about the whole issue of Israeli and Palestine. Yeah, stay tuned here. If this is the type of content you like, share the video, give it a thumbs up kindly so that I'm pushed by the algorithm. Thank you so much.
Today, if you are a part of the black community, you understand.
What are you talking about, bruh? First of all, you do not speak for all of us and don't tell us what to do. If you're not preaching peace out there, please mind your business. Let me elaborate. If you're not defending all the victims, either Israeli or Palestinians, just shut your mouth. And please believe I am not taking sides. The only side that I'm taking is the side of all the victims involved. What's up with all these black folks who wants to get involved in everything else but black people problems? When you're picking a side, you're making it worse. You're not making it any better. You're making it worse. A lot of y'all think y'all know the truth, but you actually do not know the truth. It's okay to support your friends, but you could also support them by not getting involved. At the end of the day, all we want is peace. But some of y'all who are goofy out there taking side in something you do not completely understand.
Now, maybe it's just me, but if I started telling people that the all-loving voice in my head told me that I was promised a land that is not under a legal inheritance, I just feel spiritually entitled to it, and the only way for me to claim my stake was to eradicate of the ethnic group that was already living there, I'd probably get put in a 72-hour hold in a grippy sock facility and then transported to jail. Prison. I don't know. That's just what I was thinking about.
I don't know what you think concerning the previous clip that I've just played. Some decide not to take side. Some are feeling like they've been cheated. They've been promised a land that there's no legal entitlement to it. There's no legal, nothing written about them possessing the land. So it's a land given by faith. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. But there is something here that this clip is talking about, and he's calling all black people to support Palestine, and these are the reasons that he's giving. I don't know what it is. I will let you discover as we go on.
Black people, because there's about 5 million black people watching the show right now. A lot of black people say, why should we care about this? That's all the way over there. And we got enough stuff to deal with right here in our own country. I'm going to give you a couple quick reasons why you should. Reason number one, as black Americans, we are taxpayers. And as long as the United States continues to fund Israel with up to $4 billion in funding for their military, supply them with weapons, and help them sustain what's going on over there, we are responsible, not just black Americans, but all Americans. There's also a fundamental question about justice. We have a duty to do the right thing. Black folk have always been on the right side of history. Black folk have always been the conscience of this nation. That's why we said what's happening in South Africa is wrong. Black folk were struggling. We were getting beaten by police. We were getting shot by police. We were getting killed by Reaganomics and George Bush after that. But we still continued to side with South Africa. Why? Because we needed to be on the right side of history. Some of you say, well, that ain't our problem. That ain't our fight. We got to deal with our own stuff. We have to prioritize. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, sis. But here's the thing. The same systems and structures that make us vulnerable here make people vulnerable in Latin America, make people vulnerable in Syria, make people vulnerable in Egypt. You see, capitalism and homophobia and transphobia and racism and white supremacy, they don't have passports and visas. They don't stop at the border. They flow left and right. They're transnational oppressions and transnational systems. What am I saying? I'm saying that if you want to stop oppression here, you got to stop oppression everywhere. We can't have picks, as they say in my hood. And some of you will be like, well, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm a nationalist. I only care about black people where black people at. Cool. Well, guess what? There's African people in Israel. There's African people in Palestine. There's plenty of Afro-Palestinians in Gaza. Go to Jericho. Go to Ein Diuk and see what you see. You go see folks that look like you. Go to Jerusalem. Go to the old city. You go see folks that look like they could be on your block. You go into the state of Israel. You know how many Ethiopians are there? Do you know how many Eritreans and Sudanese are trying to seek asylum inside the state of Israel right now? There's a whole bunch of folk that look like you. So even if you only into skinship as kinship, you need to care. But that ain't the biggest reason. The biggest reason is because it's the right thing to do.
So I've noted a couple of things here. So one main thing is doing the right thing first. And if you find that the good thing for you, the right thing for you is to side, so do that faithfully and side to the end. So, and if you find that you should not take part and just pray for those who are maybe aggressed, just do the right thing. That's what I've heard here. Doing the right thing. Stand on what is right. That's what I've heard so far. I don't know what you thought. I'm so curious to hear from you. I can't wait to read your comments. I appreciate the time that you've spent with me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave a comment kindly. I want to hear from you. Thank you. Goodbye for now.